Before this episode of Talking Indie Books begins, allow me to introduce to you the magical fantasy series known as The Tree Guardians by Shay Gibson. The Tree Guardians 2-book series is about 5 guardians who will be chosen for their strength, cunning, determination, empathy, and heart. What they got were 5 of the most unique individuals who were all of that in the guise of misfits. Merlin helped them all. The Tree Guardians series by Shay Gibson is out now. Reading and reviewing indie books has become a passion of mine over many years and has helped me get through the many challenges that life can present. To me, there is nothing better than the escapism, the immersion, and even the magic that reading can be. As an indie author myself, I know the challenges and difficulties of finding book reviews, and so just like my dedication to writing, here I am doing my best to support words by fellow authors. Welcome to Talking Indie Books with Lee Hall, an opportunity for me to showcase some wonderful indie books I've been reading. But before I do continue, I would just like to thank you, loyal YouTube subscribers, for helping me surpass the 300 subscribers milestone. It means a lot to have that many wonderful people watching my content on here, so thank you. And so, the road to reviewing indie books continues, and for this episode I shall be covering one of my most recent reads, which is a clever and unique fusing of genres. As some of you may know, I'm always looking for that next unique indie read, and this book is both detective noir and space sci-fi, and I'm talking about Of All the Gin Joints in the Universe by Richard Paulinelli. Like many of the wonderful indie books I discover, I came across this one over on Twitter, and the title alongside that fusing of genres and the potential it could have really attracted me to checking this book out. From the start, the strong narration style immersed me into this world of private detective and former lawman Samuel Spade, who spends his days on a distant space station kind of staying away from any large-scale trouble. That is until he is caught between 2 potential clients, or even suspects, in a case that really opens up the world created by Paulinelli. From what begins as a job surrounding a stolen artifact becomes way bigger, as readers are introduced to the type of future this book is set in. The Universal Authority, known as Galactic Justice, may be involved in some rather shady practices when it comes to interrogating suspects, and the tech they use comes with a huge moral responsibility for all of mankind. The stakes seem to grow along with the potential of this book as it gets bigger and the story unfolds, and Samuel Spade finds himself at the centre of a far bigger mission than initially intended. We're talking espionage, maybe even secret agent type vibes here, and the idea of detective noir in space sci-fi is an original and immersive concept, and the whole morality situation involving the technology makes for a unique vessel and basically a fun reading experience. There are so many fun references to the genres throughout as well, and as quoted from my recent written review, the idea of galactic justice, much like the story, starts out as a quiet presence in the background, but is soon expanded and moves into the wider stakes of a plot that grows. Just who will police those who are in control of justice across the universe? Do their technological methods to interrogate criminals have any level of morality? Total Recall meets James Bond here, as a mind-based device known as a halo sits at the very centre of perceived justice in this world that Spade will eventually try to challenge. And so, my favourite quote from Of All the Gin Joints in the Universe was this: Spade, Samuel Spade, I was a private investigator out on Station 1964, until a few months ago, until I got caught up in all of this. My rating for Of All the Gin Joints in the Universe was 4 stars, and you can find my written review linked below. And so, that wraps up this episode of Talking Indie Books with Lee Hall. Indie authors are very much like small businesses and rely on the kind support of others to find more readers, so any support you can give an indie author will be very much appreciated. And talking of support, if you'd like to see video content like this before anyone else, then be sure to check out my Patreon, which is stacked with content for authors and readers. And if you are a fellow creative looking to advertise your work, then please hit me up. There's space for more advertising on this very channel. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this journey, and of course, if you're reading something right now, remember to leave a review. Peace out, rock and roll, and reading indie books.